Okay. Getting started. Hopefully everyone had a nice Sunday. I got a lot of projects done around the house. That was fun. Completely redid my basement, more or less. Gator Lows, Ravius hello. Overlord Gape King is in. I was up very late watching trashy anime, so if we're a little bit later than usual, that's why. Every once in a while, it's not often, but every once in a while I'm like, I wonder if I could watch 13 episodes. I wonder if I could watch 13 episodes in one sitting. It wasn't that trashy. It wasn't that bad. Bans the tower. Well, do we have the Ninja Monkey? Do we have the Ninja Paragon? Ninja Paragon might make up for it, right? Might actually have to do Paragon strats. Honestly, I would love it if all Blunarius banned 5XX Super Monkey. Because it's like, I don't want to say it's boring, but it feels like if that's always the solution, or if that's always required, then it's like you build around that and everything else is secondary. Name trashy anime. I don't want to say, you guys will make fun of me. You guys will make fun of me the way Jen makes fun of me. Balloons today? Probably not balloons. There's going to be a monkey that looks like a balloon. I blame Smug Fox because it popped up in like some Crunchyroll recommended feed. That's why. All right, I'm gonna look up the name. You have to promise not to make fun of me. It's actually not bad. It's actually not bad. What is it? It's really not. You guys are gonna think I'm some it has a good plot. Okay, it's called Hige Hero. After being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway. Okay, but I didn't it's not the first couple episodes are a little scandalous, but it's really not like nonstop. Hold on. It's not like nonstop nudity. You know, it's an interesting plot. It's not illegal. Well, it's illegal to take in a high school girl without their parents' consent in Japan. That is actually a major plot point. No. I mean, yes, Overlord Dean, but no. I mean, yes. The girl has a past. Yes, it's a wholesome anime. It's not like it's not like this guy, this salaryman takes in this high school girl as his sex slave. It's you know, he wants to set her on the right path. Papaya Apple, hello. Absolute Origin, hello. ZMT, hello. It is good. It is good. If it was I took in this girl and we had sex every day and I lost my job, then I wouldn't watch it because that's not what I'm into. I'm not into that sort of thing. If somebody is not crying at least once an episode, then I don't want to watch it. There needs to be nonstop tears. And then I'll keep watching it. It started as a light novel. It became an anime. It's slowly being localized in the US as a manga. I'm not sure if the manga is done in Japan or not. Top 5,000 streamer? Hold on. At least top 4,000. Really, honestly, top 3,000. Honestly. Honestly, top 3,000. Not the basic. No, if you take out all of the people between 1 and 3066, there's at least 67 people that could be removed. So I'm basically 2,999. No, I know. Well, hold on. No, Larry Boy, that's not what it's about. Well, I mean,
Fire Cannon 85 just
all right, Fire Cannon,
12
thank
months.
you.
1 year woo.
Where is? So you're saying Dr. Disrespect, who's no longer even on the platform anymore, gets to keep his number?
For 37 months.
That's not how that works.
3,000, but love you anyway.
It's Squid Game, man. It's like, you know, you get knocked out. You're not there anymore. Beast Sponge, you got to watch it. You want to find out. Yes, he's rank 11. That's unknown. How do you know that's not me? How do you know that's not me on my alt account? You can't prove it that it's not me. On that, my side hustle is I'm actually the world's best first-person shooter. Not, and I have to work really hard to hide those skills when I play games such as Blood Hunt. He wears a wig, Zravius. You don't even know what hair he has. What is the name of the anime? Hige Hero, after being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway. Please don't make me say that again. I don't want to have to keep reading it. I should wear a wig too then? Who even knows what you look like? Probably some sort of troglodyte orbs, Ravius. At least I'm on camera. I could have linked it in chat. I'll link it in chat. It's actually okay. No, I think Jen would have liked it. I don't know if she would actually sit through and watch the whole thing.
ProCow Gaming just resubscribed for
ProCow.
34 months. Thanks to Magnus Zillion.
French fries on Fridays.
Donut. Prawns a yai and jam slash. Donut.
Donuts in the morning? All right, so I was making, I was making the Conga Laga light bow gun just to beat Kezu. Kezu's such a dick in G-Rank. With heavy bowgun, with blocking, he still nearly one-shots you. House of House, thanks. So yes, periodically, like every 6 months to a year, I like to marathon an anime. And that's the one. That's the one that we did. Wait, how is it companies like Blizzard can't afford to keep up normal servers? Heavy bug and more straight line cluster shooting and Rise? What if they had rapid fire straight line shooting? Like, what if the final G rank upgrade was like rapid fire with bonus shot straight line? Just like completely jumping the shark. Logical conclusion for you might just make bowguns. It's not everything. It's just Kezu is so incredibly weak to shot damage on his face, and he's really weak to fire too. He takes like 40% fire in the face. And also, like, obviously meleeing him is annoying as hell. And then sometimes he goes on the ceiling. What happened to Longsword? We haven't gotten to Copper Blaganga yet. It's happening. We're getting there. Is it going to take a bit? Yeah. Yeah, we're not there yet. How close am I to the end of this game in the challenge? So we're in G rank, which is good. But we're also in G rank, which is bad. this stream, I think we're going to get to G2. I think it goes G1, G2, G3. Once we're in G3, we might have to do like a little bit of extra grinding, but not much. And then it's just killing things. I don't know if we will be done. I'll be done Friday or not. Maybe. I mean, it's a good bet to think that we might be done by the end of the week. But then again, I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that are very difficult. The thing is, it's not like we have a good idea. Like, we've got a solid plan for our armor, which helps a lot. We've got a pretty solid plan for what weapons we're going to use, which also helps a lot. You know, basically, we're going for the copper Blaganga longsword, and then where's this mix at? Where'd it go? I don't know if I need, like, speed sharpen or not. If I drop speed sharpen, we can get a lot more reckless abandon. How many monsters are left? You can check the monster list. Something like this. You'll laugh if I abandon Longsword again. I abandoned it in Freedom Unite because it was, like, boring. It was, like, non-stop Spirit Slash. I felt bored. I can't remember if I did. My hair is looking nice today, thank you. Do you like my t-shirt? It says Bad Company. Which is you guys. The bad company you keep in my house. Freedom Unite? Freedom Portable Second G Unite. Isn't that me? I mean, I'm the bad company, too. Yeah, a try is when we got Longsword and then we abandoned it. Drinking the old man's wine. I'd do it again, too. I'd laugh while I do it. And we're running real low on Mega Potions. I wonder if it's time to, like, become Life Powder streamer. We need, like, Wyvern Fangs and Wyvern Claws. We're gonna buy, like, 60 of each. That's actually not that expensive. We'll start doing that. Because it's gonna make our honey last a lot longer. And that's what I'm worried about running into. I mean, it's not like it'd be the end of the world if we had to cycle a couple quests just to get our honey going, but it's, like, kind of annoying. I don't really want to do that. Why isn't she selling deodorants? Why is the only one that sells deodorants? Whatever. So I think one more Congalala should do it. One more Congalala. We need like 3 pelts-ish. Something like that. Three pelts, 1 claw. Okay. Pretty good chance of getting that. Definitely want to do a kill for the carves. I remember getting through him pretty quick. Like, he's not... Like, he's got a lot of life. He deals a lot of damage, honestly. But I think we still killed him in, like, 10 minutes. So, I guess I can't really complain. And I forgot to eat. Cool. I'll try not to die. Seeing some pretty decent spec computers going up for sale, but every time I think that I want to buy one, I realize that like there's literally nothing that has been released that my computer can't run at least at 60 FPS. Like somewhere in my mind, I feel like I have to upgrade, but like the ecosystem for video games is like basically stuck in a time loop with the, what is it, the GTX 1060. Maybe just a little bit more. I'll just keep playing Monster Hunter. Yeah, that's pretty true. Is playing emulated PSP games doesn't require quite as much power. I mean, it requires some if you want to like get like all the hardware timing accuracy options on. That mindset is the consumerist mindset. I know, it's awful too. Like I actually hate it. Commissar Monkey, thank you. You remembered the Bezos bucks in an almost timely manner. Well, he's gotten your monkey brain to push the Prime button 4 months in a row. That's impressive. So like I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna do it. Like I kind of want to set up a PC in my basement, but like I got a Steam Link. And I don't know. I would imagine, like, is there a device out there that does the Steam Link's job better than the Steam Link? I would imagine so. Monkey's gigantic? He's like maybe a little bit larger than average. He might be a silver crown. I don't think that's like a gold crown. Calling my viewers ladies. The best compliment I can provide. Selling games, running on emulators on the day of its release. It's a shame if it promotes piracy. But if it allows people that bought the game legally to play it in a better performance, then I guess that's pretty cool. The issue, like, when you start getting piracy and stuff like that is you start seeing anti-consumerist behavior affect everyone. I'm not necessarily blaming people that steal video games for making companies like necessarily create harder copy protection, but certainly if nobody stole video games, then things like de novo wouldn't be necessary. Like I don't think pirates necessarily reduce video game sales, because if you're pirating everything that you play anyways, like you're probably not you're not even participating in like in the video game economy, you know. You're probably just yoinking everything. But the fact that you exist causes video game companies to be like, well, I guess we got to make, you know, military-grade encryption for our video game. And it's going to give you performance issues. Thoughts on pirating very old games that realistically can't be bought anymore? You know, it's an interesting idea, and we don't live in a just society, so it'll never be appropriately addressed. But, you know, the Library of Congress in the United States, you know, works very hard to make sure that from this point forward, every, like, piece of film and TV and you know, media and art is preserved in some fashion. Just in case, you know, there's some, like, long-standing cultural significance for such a thing. And, like, I don't want to be sniffing my own farts standing around all day calling video games art, but I guarantee you there are people that have as strong, if not stronger, emotional connections to some video games nowadays than they do traditional media. So, long story short, I mean, if the game cannot be legally purchased anymore, I'm not sure how much a second-hand sale for like an old copy of a game is really that much significantly different than just finding a way to download and play it otherwise. But you can only pirate console exclusives. I don't know that that's any different. If you can legally purchase the video game, you know, I mean, especially with the price of video games. Like, I know, like, you know, there's a PS5 and Xbox Series games that are dropping for like $70 now, but you know, $60 today is nothing compared to what $60 was, you know, 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. Phantasy Star 4 released for like, it's like over $100 in the US on the freaking Sega Genesis. You know, I don't even know what that is. I mean, that's probably like $150 to $200. And then, you know, that's also assuming that people are even paying full retail for video games. Like, I outside of like, you know, my brainworms encouraging me to purchase Capcom games, multiple copies of Capcom games at full price, I never, thank you Queso Parmesano, I switched it. You know, I never buy video games at full price. The most recent game I bought at full price is Rune Factory, and it was $30. Okay. You know, I don't have to think very hard. You know, if I want to play the video game, you know, $30 seems like an okay deal to me. And then outside of that, you know, I've got Game Pass, which is like $5 a month if you get it on sale. And it may not be the best video game experience ever. You're playing a lot of older games, but it's got a lot of really good games. I could settle for that. And then even then, yeah, you've got your Humble Bundle, or you've got your Steam sales. You know, your PlayStation Plus giveaways. You've got your Xbox Gold giveaways. And then, you know, you go even beyond that by price. Like nowadays, like I don't even necessarily think of video games as their price. I just think of like, do I even want to spend my time playing this video game? $20 for the game, too expensive. $50 to get nothing in a gacha game. Sign me up. I hear that. PlayStation Plus, there's whatever, the games with Plus. I mean, they usually suck. But sometimes there's something okay on there. No? I can't remember the last time a game came out that was good. Well, hold on. I could definitely remember one that was good. Bloodborne was a PlayStation Plus giveaway one month. And that was amazing. It was only the base version that you had to buy the DLC. But even still, even just for the base game for Bloodborne, that's an amazing deal. But yeah, I mean, compared to most other giveaway things, PS Plus is the worst one. You need to have PS Plus in order to actually play your PS Plus games. It's such a scam. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, kiss Microsoft's ass, because they're the ones that got the whole party started with paying for online anyways. But at least when you get your games with gold, like even if your gold goes away, you get to keep the game. They gave away Final Fantasy VII Remake with PS Plus. Well, they probably were just doing it to make you buy the DLC, and that's becoming a very common practice of, you know, later in the life of the game, give away the game and then get people to buy the DLC. Which, I mean, you know, whatever, if the base game is good. Epic Game giveaways are great. Man. If only there was a way for me to play them. There probably is. I should really stop, like, trying to snipe him when he's enraged. If I die to him, Oscar. Pirates and people make a horrible port on PC, like the Chrono Trigger. I heard that one got fixed up a little bit over time, but you know, I don't know that people need to go down a long list of reasons. You know, I mean, if you're talking about I want to play the classic Chrono Trigger, you know, I don't know the number of ways that you can play that outside of, like, I guess maybe there was like a DS version, 3DS version. Retro gaming, I feel like, and retro gaming preservation is, it should be like a completely separate topic. You know, in that, again, we're talking about preservation of you know, a game medium that can only be experienced in a very specific way, which is through, you know, playing a video game. It's not like, you know, it's the equivalent of like an audiobook. I guess you could watch a Let's Play. The DS version is a game plus an endgame area. I know it's got a little extra content in it. At least I've heard it's got extra content in it. That being said, like, that doesn't, you know, I would make the argument that you still might not want to play that version. I mean, just because it exists, and even with additional content, I don't know that always enhanced remasters are the same as being like, okay, we released an enhanced remaster of the game. Now you can delete the old game forever. Which, ironically, has happened with a number of Square Enix games recently. I mean, that being said, like, I'm not going to talk garbage about the pixel remasters or whatever. But they took a bunch of games down off the store. Library of Congress about to be stocked with Twitch VODs. Well, God knows Amazon doesn't want to keep them on their servers. Yeah, Dark Souls and Demon Souls remasters, both interesting, you know, case studies of remasters that you're like, why does this exist? It doesn't add a ton back to the original experience, really. I was within like 5 frames of actually getting that flinch. Beatrix, hello. We're gonna be okay, by the way. We're completely, like, we're 100% fine. Although I should probably not be dying. I kind of need this money to make the weapon. Yeah, I mean, Zeldin, I mean, the big issue with Konga is, you know, when he's enraged in G rank with my armor, I die. The Spirit Definitive was nice, but it was weird how the fan translation was more accurate than the official translation. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, if you want to get really extreme with game preservation, you also have to think about game versions and being able to go back and play like 1.0 or 1.1 or 1.5. And the only game I can think of off the top of my head that does so literally perfectly is Dead Cells. Dead Cells actually has like 100% support in-game for playing old versions. And like, I feel like that people don't talk about that enough. I mean, some fan translations can be fun, and even if they're not accurate, they might be more fun than the official translation. I know personally, like, for some reason, a lot of the Final Fantasy games on the Super Nintendo, like, people don't like the translations on them. But I think Woolsey's got, like, a very fun script. It's very entertaining. I don't know, maybe it's just nostalgia talking, but I think he did fine. Minecraft, you can change what version you play? Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it's the sort of thing, like, you'd wish everybody went that way. Is there any good farms for decos early on? You looking for 4-star, level 4 decos, or, like, the baby decos? Like, what do you need to fill in the most? If you're just looking for, like, general charm farming, you know, making sure to get the tickets out of your Steam machine is nice. Honestly, like, the first big, like, charm farm happens, like, once you've gotten through base Ice 1, as you would imagine. Okay, now we have to be a little... Alright. Return of Bed Boy. I'm a bed boy. I'm a bed boy, and I admit it. I admit to being a bed boy. So if you need level 1 experts, there's nothing wrong with doing like a couple rounds of the Greatest Jagras or the Lavazioth quest. They both do a pretty good job of getting you those base decos. Same thing with like getting the Steam tickets. Those two together, if you just do that for like, you know, an hour or two, you should be able to fill in most of your base slots. Like, even within the context of my getting high in Master Rank Challenge, I was able to get, like, all of the base crit boost and weakness exploit decos I needed. This is really dangerous. Ugh, no! Is standing there charging for a long time and eventually missing more efficient than running up and doing a slap? Honestly? You know, doing a draw slash into a like a round or a up slash is more damage than a level 2. The only time that the charging really works out is legitimately if you get like the level 3 off. And even then you have to not die. Like I almost died there. You know, fan translations that I remember having a lot of character, but I guess famously being wildly inaccurate was, there was like some Tales of Fantasia translation for the Super Nintendo, and they just randomly made one of the characters in the game massively horny for no reason, like they just made it up. I remember laughing at it when I was playing it. I'm like, wow, what a zany character, but like that was not the character's actual like personality at all. Great Ace Attorney was good and accurate, but then the official one was just better. I mean, you would hope so. I mean, especially, I mean, again, you know, with Capcom, like, there's such a massive company, you would hope that they would, you know, make their official translations more accurate. Western releases usually turn down the horny. I feel like the only time that becomes a major issue nowadays, and I'm not even going to claim to be an expert on it, but from everything that I've seen, that's a Sony issue. And like I still struggle personally to find out like how that happened, because like when I think of like the PlayStation, like I don't think of like, or Sony, like I don't think of a company that's super prude. Like, you know, the Japanese media is certainly not prudish at all. But I guess it just shows that, you know, it's becoming more and more of a U.S. Western-based company that for some reason cares about censorship. It's bizarre. It's a Nintendo issue too? I would say no. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the Switch store, and I only know this because I was just going through the Switch store that, like, if I had a teenage child and I saw them playing it, like, obviously, like, I'm not going to scold them and be like, yo, what are you spending your allowance on there, lad? I think they straight up have a game called like Hentai Battle on the Nintendo Switch or something like that. Now, obviously, it's not like what you're thinking, but I mean, it's the title. I mean, Rise has a lot of it. I mean, I'm not sure how much you played Rise Incognito Man. Rise had some major translation issues for a very long time that didn't, like, get an emergency patch, like, to the point where you're like, do they even care? Hentai vs. Evil? Have you played the game? You played Zero Rise so far? I mean, when it comes out on PC, you should pick it up just to play around with it. It's not as bad as Generations. That's all I'll say. I mean, I like the game. It's fun to play, but I just... As a game that you stream, or as a game that one could stream, it doesn't have the same stakes as a normal Monster Hunter game would. You just search for hentai in the eShop. When that happens, like a Nintendo mascot should just appear on screen and just start scolding you. Not to touch current monster games in terms of data mining. Yeah, I think, like, look, I don't blame people for wanting to get into, like, the data mines of stuff, because, like, some people just can't help but spoil themselves. But at the same time, like, if I ever wanted to have a professional career with Capcom in any capacity, or if I was ever concerned about you know, I mean, assuming somebody does it for a job and not just as a hobby, like intentionally going into source code and then releasing information, that at the very least, that's not good manners. At the very least, it's not good manners. At the very worst, like, I worry that you could get, like, you know, in some sort of trouble. I mean, I have no idea what the legal standing on that is. I mean, if you release an update, presumably you know, once it's out there, it's out there. I'm assuming you heard that apparently from the very first Rise demo in, like, whatever, January or whatever of last year, people had the entire monster roster that was going to be coming out in May for the full game. Now, that's kind of messed up. It's A, messed up that it was in there, but then B, it was messed up that somebody went in and pulled it out. I think we got... Did we get our claw or no? Is GU not good? Generations Ultimate is an excellent game by every standard when compared to other AAA released games for any platform. Compared to Monster Hunter, I mean, it depends who you ask. I mean, the funny thing is, like, I've met, I don't have a personal vendetta against GU. I don't have a personal vendetta. I just don't like the flow of the game, that's all. Oh, I need one more claw, that sucks. Do you think Emerald Kongalala drops that? GU has a vendetta against Shep. Good. We'll settle this. Hard Kongalala claw plus. I'm assuming Emerald Kongalala can drop this. Was it a Crown Kongalala after all? Oh, I didn't even pay attention. I'm sorry. Why is it like there's such... Like, we've gone backwards in time for information. I swear to God.
Not.
He's got his own claw? Is that Freedom Unite or is that for you? I can't tell.
Not.
He has his own claw. Alright. Well, some of the redeem's broken. Stream Elements has been having a meltdown for the last 5 days? Everybody's asking me to fix it. Like, what do you want me to do? I changed nothing on my end. Yeah, I mean, essentially, ProCal, anybody that pretended to predict anything in Rise was going off of a data mine from the demo. Oh, so what I was saying is, I met a guy, like, at E3 2019, who was actually, like, his entire job, apparently, was, like, working on the demo development. Like, that was his job at Capcom. Like, he was part of the team that works on the demo. And all I could think of is, like, how much it must suck being on that team. And then, like, being on the other end of it and somebody being like, why did your team release the entire monster list? I mean, to be honest, Fire Cannon, the leak list was actually handled fairly well. A, because I listed people, but then B, there was so much misinformation out there that it made it easy to not know what was real and what was fake. So that was neat. Oh, well, no, I mean, obviously 1.0 weapons were... Obviously, that was not the end of the game. I mean, we knew from the very beginning that there was going to be a 2.0. You know, no spoilers for Rise, but like 1.0 is very clearly not the end of the game. You know. Very light spoilers, but there are Elder Dragons in the game. But in 1.0, there wasn't. The thing is, though, Unlucky, and this is the difference, is it could be one thing of, like, logically deducing it with no data mine, and then having a data mine being like, well, this is what it says, but and you're an idiot if you didn't think otherwise. Like, those are two very different things. You know, if everybody's coming from the same position of information, and you're able to, like, deduce that something might be in the game for one reason or another, that's one thing. It's another thing if it's like, well, we have this outside information. And if you couldn't figure it out, you're dumb. Because who knows if you would have figured it out if you didn't have the data mine or whatever. Is Mango Marshmallow not an elder? No, he wasn't. Magnamaldo? Magnamaldo is not an elder. I will say this, it was very strange that pre-launch, somebody had some access to the version of the game and just, like, uploaded an entire video of them going through every weapon tree and showing every possible upgrade path. Magnamaldo's not an elder. You can capture Magnamaldo. But, I mean, if we want to talk about 1.0 being an unfinished game, I mean, I would say Rise... And again, the issue with Rise isn't that it doesn't have enough content, but, you know, having a game that exists that has Apexes and then, like, not giving your flagship an Apex seems really weird to me. Like, that just seems bizarre. Oh, I mean, somebody trying to stream the game. I mean, yeah, I mean, France leaks every time. Every time. They'll do it this time, too. I promise you. I mean, somebody in the Discord had a copy of Rise in hand, physical retail, a week before the game came out. So, I mean, honestly, it's not even... I wouldn't even blame France this time. It was not me. And even beyond that, just to amp the annoyance up to 11, Capcom also, just like as their marketing department, just loves to show everything. So. Logic deduction versus data mining is guessing you have a nipple piercer versus actually checking. I know, it's just like, it's not... Like, I just don't buy it of being like, well, you know, why wouldn't this monster be in the game? Well, you know, why hasn't Kuropeko been in a game? For a million years. I keep guessing Kuropeko will be in, he's never in. Like, I'm honestly surprised that, like, Capcom EU is just not, like, held back French retail sales at this point. I know some game companies will do that. It's like, some game companies will, like, Omega punish, like, the retailer. Do I have a nipple piercing? I don't know. Have you checked the data mark? Alright, so now we have to be careful. Because I already got the head staggered. Yeah, I have all 3 nipples pierced. A bad idea. Why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? I forgot to restock life powders. I was just going on and on about having to preserve my honey. Maybe I could actually, like, go for the claw. That would be smart. Monkey. We need one more claw. And this is really just to take down Kezu. It's also going to have a nice weapon for later on in case we need to farm something else. This doesn't look like a Kezu. Killing him will allow us to kill the Kezu. It's like a transitive thing. How is he strong as the Apex Temple? I actually heard that they released a double Apex Diablos quest that's actually kind of hard. Good for them. It's easy enough getting his pelt, but... Not if you use light bowgun. Fair. Submitting news on crossplay for Rise. The closest we've gotten the Swine Gamer in a survey/questionnaire that Capcom released for the Steam version, they mentioned cross-save, cross-progression. I don't think cross-play is going to happen. Is there a universe where you could transfer your save from the Switch to Steam? I don't think the chance is 0%. I think it's a possibility. But I don't think it's going to happen. Love to see me do Melee and Unite this time. So much more fun to watch. I mean, we're literally doing Melee now so I can get a light bowgun so I can kill Kezu. But I'm trying Hockey to do as much Melee as possible. I hate Kezu. It's at least one of those things that they know exists, right? A lot better for them to at least have the concept of it, right? It's just like the head hit zone is like 80% shot damage for Kezu. But when it's time to go like Yama, Tsukami, and stuff like that, like we're going Melee. Same thing with the Fatalises. You know, because like I don't think there's a lot. I don't think it's very interesting to watch somebody like plus spam those monsters. Yeah, no, it does. Also, Lord Assmouth. I mean, nobody's saying that it does support cross-save or cross-play. We're saying that in a internet survey, Capcom at least acknowledged that those things exist. And it may be that they did the survey not because they plan to change Rise, but because, you know, when Monster Hunter World 2 or whatever the hell it's going to be called comes out, they might want to consider that sort of thing. I think the big issue there is, historically, Sony has been such a good partner with Capcom in some games, at least certainly for World, they were basically partners, that they may not want the marketing blowback to come back of like Xbox and PC have crossplay and, you know, the PlayStation 5 doesn't, unless Sony decides to change their mind on the whole crossplay. I mean, the big thing for Bowgun and Freedom Unite and G-Rank in particular is, like, you just die. You just... The drawback is if you get hit, you have died. So... To me, that feels like a balanced game design. In that you can be extremely powerful, you should never get hit, but if you get hit, like, it's game over. I think that's cool. I'm definitely okay with that. Xbox usually gets excluded from cosplay? Is that true? I don't know that that's true for PC. I feel like Call of Duty or whatever have cosplay. That was my bad again. Literally doing the exact same thing. I don't know. There was allegedly a leaked internal memo, Precious Stones, that said something about Sony paying for exclusivity. And then the person that leaked that immediately rolled it back because they misread it. What was more specific was because I believe Sony spent a certain amount of money for advertising cross-promotion with Capcom, was that a certain percentage of advertising had to be capped for Steam versus, like, say, PS4. If you want to get mad about exclusivity, get mad at Rise and everything else, because that's something to get mad about. The PS4 thing was a misread, misattributed quote from a conference. Or a board meeting or whatever. Remember reading about Team Monster and hated the PSP so much and never made Monster Hunter games for it again? I don't remember ever reading that. I mean, it doesn't really matter how they feel. I mean, Portable Third was one of the best-selling... I mean, it still is. You can't take it away. It's still one of the best-selling Monster Hunter games of all time. And it was never even localized. Hated PSP because they had to remove analog attacks. Well, the first two entries, you know, Freedom 1 and Freedom 2 clearly had some performance issues. Or if they weren't performance issues, at the very least, like, oops, wow. They were trying to compensate for analog attacks by releasing timing-based attacks. Portable Third has so many incomplete English translations. I mean, it's playable. I mean, we're having some input issues right now. Again, almost dead. I mean, he's remarkably close to dead. So if there was no what? Want to hear conspiracy theories about how the U.S. government secretly banned Portable Third? Apparently they were getting close to localizing it, but it's something about Sony in the U.S. wanting trophy support, and it didn't have trophy support. Which is dumb enough to sound true. Right? Like, that's dumb enough to sound like that could conceivably happen. And we don't even know that it's Western Sony. I mean, you know, this was back in the PlayStation 3 era where it felt like the Japanese studio was still mostly in control. I mean, even with an incomplete translation, there was a lot of people, myself included, who would sometimes recommend Portable Third as people's first Monster Hunter. If only because, like, it's the difficulty balance feels really nice. It definitely feels like a portable game that kind of sort of has a single player difficulty scaling without making you feel like a baby. You love me? Arkham, thank you. You sometimes send mixed messages, and so I never really know. Precious Stones, at least you got farther than one guy. I remember reading a post on the internet once about a guy who had, like, this, like, incredible issue of not knowing how to, like, leave houses in video games. Like, he didn't know where the door was. Like, he could not visualize where the door was, so he would constantly play video games and just get stuck in them. He couldn't leave buildings. So, hey, I mean, 15 seconds not knowing what to do. Still better. I mean, you got out of the house. Could be worse. That happened to you in Gomon 64, your first 3D game? Dude, I love Gomon 64. It has that one song with the robot that, like, really slaps, man. You know the one I'm talking about? What were some of the lyrics? I can't remember that. I mean, I didn't like Gomon 64 nearly as much as, like, the Super Nintendo version, but it was still pretty fun. Super Nintendo version's, like, classic. Was it really the head chala guy? You could tell. You could really tell. It's got that head chala energy going on. All right, claw, please. Claw, please. It's been almost an hour. Claw, please. I mean, this is how this game goes. Yeah, I mean, the controls are, I mean, honestly, like, as much as we all love Monster Hunter, like, the controls are completely different than nearly every other video game. We good? Grab some of those. Toadstools. Unique mushrooms. I'm Impact is the name of the song. It was a fun game. I definitely remember beating it. The Goman 64, it had, like, a lot of characters. Like, you could switch through them on the fly, I think. How's it going, Nate Noble Starf? It's going all right. Trying to get through G1 so we can start G2 and then, you know, start finishing our endgame sets. Maybe you got brain damage, but monster controls don't seem that odd to you. I mean, if you took any other normal video game person. I mean, that was the issue from game journalists for, like, a decade. Right? No game. I mean, not to dump on game journalists, but, you know, we couldn't figure out how to fight slow, unresponsive controls. And honestly, if they were playing Freedom 1 or Freedom 2, it is kind of true. Freedom 1 and Freedom 2 were a little messed up. That's a gold crown. My favorite game journalist is Jenny Lottie from Silicon Era. I treasure every game review she writes. I feel like, even in times where she doesn't have time to, like, really get into the game or, like, become a master of the game, she's still able to understand and appreciate what makes the game good and acknowledges her own strengths and or weaknesses while going through the game. Like, I never enjoyed the whole, ooh, honesty in game journalism, but, like, I don't know. Every one of her articles just feels really well written. And it goes from anywhere. It goes from RPGs to action games to even, like, visual novels. Maybe, I mean, she's gotten, like, through the major weeds. I mean, it's on... Silicon Era is pretty much the only place I get my video game news nowadays. She's the editor. They've got a lot of other stuff. They had one guy at one point that wrote like he was like a freshman or sophomore in college for English. Not in that he couldn't write, in that he was throwing words around that he was using from like a thesaurus. And it's like, my guy, like, you're not supposed to use the thesaurus to make it harder to read. You're supposed to use it to make it easier to read. They got rid of that guy. That guy's gone. I don't even remember that guy's name. But whenever he started, like, whenever I got into an article, I'm like, this seems really bad. And I scroll to the bottom, like, oh, I'm like, oh, it's that guy. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I get it now. Jenny's got a good style. She does fine. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. There's people that, like, they've got their head up their ass. Ugh, let me impress you with my vocabulary. You're like, no, man, I'm drinking my coffee. I'm drinking my coffee. I don't want to find out if it's good game or bad game. My only issue with Silicon Era right now in 2021 is they have repeat published, like, point for point, every goddamn spoiler Sega Atlas is releasing on SMT5. It doesn't need to be a new article every time. It could just be like, we updated our list. Dante, hello. Look at this gun. This gun looks great, man. Like, I understand it's content in, like, a low-content year. And I don't blame them, because, like, it's Atlas that are just doing the press releases. Every day, it's like a press release. Guess what new monster's in the game? It's kind of like what Toad was saying. Apparently, that increases sales. I guess the more often you pop up in people's feeds, the more likely somebody will buy the game, right? No! Hold on! I wasn't trying to impress you with my knowledge of the Lance Impact modifier. I had to take 30 minutes to explain it to you all, and you guys still couldn't figure it out. That's not my fault. Dude, oh my god, Metal Vines. Imagine how miserable it must be being a college, like, PhD professor in, like, any sort of English class. Oh my god, that's gotta be awful. I couldn't imagine a worse job. That was so toxic? Get used to it. They couldn't figure it out! I was like, I had math up, I had, like, formulas on the screen. And you know what it was? Every time I tried to explain it, I said they understand, I just got this. That's what chat was doing. I don't know how to explain. I was able to get you, like, single-digit amoebas to sleep bomb Elatrion, okay? I'm like an actual golden god of strategy. It's not my fault you all failed basic elementary school math. Steals. I will, thank you. Shad, you're very articulate. Thank you. I try. No, it's because it got removed in Rise, Joka-kun. Maybe I'm the Thesaurus kid? I'm gonna look up the Thesaurus for jamming things up my ass, and then I'm gonna demonstrate it to you. I'm gonna use the Thesaurus to put you in the dictionary. What about that, Gawaren, huh? What do you think about that? I bet you're gonna study your Lance damage formulas now. Yes, Precious Stones. It's how the Lance would use the preferential damage number, assuming impact. Okay, I'm gonna explain this as few words as possible. Assuming the damage of 70% if you use the impact hit zone was more than 100% of the cutting hit zone. It wouldn't do impact damage. It wouldn't KO anything. 72%. There you go. Higher than 70%. Jesus Christ. Every fucking time! It's not that hard! Just do the number. Do the math! I don't care. I'm not gonna bother. This is what happens. This is what happens every time. You sure they're just taking the piss? I don't think so. Pretty soon they'll all be on the piss list, though. I swear to God you will. And the funny thing is, like, One of the last times it even mattered was try, and it barely even mattered. Oh, I'm stabbing Global's back. Wow, guess the Lance formula's coming into play. It is not in Rise. No, it is only cutting damage. And you know what? Good riddance. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve the Lance impact damage modifier because you didn't treat it right. No, you can't KO monsters with Lance. There's not even a situation where... Oh, maybe Oregon's head. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. I need to go back and check. We're better off without it because it was pretty much useless. But it was a cool, weird thing. Wasn't it bugged in one of the games? I don't know. Possibly. Alright, I guess we're ready to go. Kazu! God, I hope I didn't just make this gun and then just, like, die immediately. I know I don't have bullets. I gotta buy bullets. Take them out. So we got normal 3, got normal 2. Is that Pierce? Is it like rapid Pierce? Yeah. And fire? I will not stand for this slander that I can't explain Lance maths. I take no responsibility for that. So how many shots does it have normal to? 6? Kind of sucks. I mean, I guess it's good enough. What are you gonna do? Huskberries, needleberries? I guess. Takes so much damage on his face. Explain Brave Gunlance while I'm at it? The world doesn't deserve... doesn't deserve the Valor Gunlance essay. It's too pure for this world. I think I'm gonna die. Probably. Pierce? Maybe we will get some Pierce 1. Pierce 1 could be okay. If he's like on the ceiling, Pierce 1 would be alright. I pack my anti-cart bullets. If I get hit once, we're dead. So, actually, we could get shot mix here. Not that we need it. It would overwrite it, Lovey Dubs. It would pick whichever one was. I mean, it's just like we said. There's no secret. It's just like we said. If it was more than 70%, so 72%, it would use that formula. For some reason, when I was playing through Monster Hunter 1, somebody made the claim that Lance was overpowered because it would simultaneously do cutting and impact. And that is not true. It's just the motion values for Lance in Monster Hunter 1 are insane. It's like a standard up poke is like 28% or something. It's a lot of damage. It's an unreasonable amount of damage. Honestly, fire might be the way to go. For like a good part of this. Doesn't it load 4? Does it load 4 or 3 fire? 3. It's okay. You almost want to sleep the guy, huh? Did you know, sleep in this game is like triple damage? That's a lot of damage. I'm gonna get rid of something, but I don't know what. I'm assuming 2 book of combos is enough. Alright, this should be okay. When did sleep stop doing triple damage? I think try? I don't know. I'm going to say try with 0 evidence. But God knows it's good in this game. That's for damn sure. There's no question there. Don't let him hit you. Don't let him touch you. Yeah, I mean, I think, Unlucky, I kind of agree with you. Like, is Bo a little overpowered? Maybe, but I think the important thing is it's really fun to play. In that, bow guns can definitely feel overpowered. But in a lot of cases, in you know, whatever, 5th gen, whatever the hell you want to call it, they don't feel that fun to play. They certainly don't feel as fun as Bow. Bow is just, every time you use it, you're like, wow, this is great. I feel powerful, and everything else. Triple damage, true charge slash, it would be too much. Yeah, no, I mean, if World was the where they removed it, and I don't think it was. I think it was that would make sense. Bowgun's just kind of boring to use. It's okay if, like, you die. Like, if every shot, every hit you take kills you, it suddenly becomes kind of okay because, all right, there's some stakes on the table. The problem is, you know, when you no longer are locked in and you're just allowed to just like walk wherever you want to, and then even if you take a hit, you don't die in one shot, and then you just like max potion your health back. A little bit less of an issue. Yeah, Freedom 2 allowed the adrenaline and heroic stacking. Was there like not an attack damage cap? Is Freedom Unite, like, do they... I mean, obviously they prevented those skills from stacking, but I thought in World there's like a piece of code that determines like a certain maximum amount of raw damage multipliers you can get. Like 3x base. Unsure if there's one in Arise. Well, there's definitely elemental. There's definitely. Well, it's not elemental cap, but there's elemental rounding to the point where some skills don't really matter at all. I don't know if there's a damage cap. I don't know if we can get all the skills necessary to do that. So, like, I feel like his G-Rank version puts those out at, like, a wider angle. Or he's got, like, one attack that sets him out at a wider angle, but I'm not sure. See, like, doesn't that feel, like, really wide? It's like, I was dying with my heavy bowgun. That one looks like it'll be normal. Yeah, see? Like right in front. It's a shame that like the G-Rank modification they make to Kezu is they just give him like a wider shotgun blast for his lightning bolts. So it's like a holiday or something today, right? Was it Columbus Day? Pretty sure Columbus Day was a holiday created as like a way to celebrate like an Italian holiday by FDR. They should have just gone for like an Italian American Appreciation Day or something, because that whole Columbus thing has really backfired. You know what I mean? In Canada, it's Thanksgiving. Oh, Canada gets a day off today too. That's neat. It is kind of a cope holiday, Squishy Bulgogi. It honestly is. Indigenous Peoples Day? I don't know. I had a history professor who claimed that Columbus was like one of the first modern major proponents of like race theory and stuff like that, which I've done zero research to back up on. But if true, makes him even worse than you would already think of him as. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I mean, there's a class I took. I mean, was he right? Was he wrong? I don't know. The idea being is that he landed in the Americas on his way to try and get to India. And he was just getting more and more annoyed as he was trying to complete his voyage. And he got into like slave trading. I mean, not that any individual slave traders was that rare or unique back then, but he was one of the first people to like justify that, you know, hey, these people are worse for X, Y, and Z reasons. I mean, you know, in terms of holidays and stuff, like, you gotta take them where you can get them in the U.S. There's, you know, the U.S. is one of the few countries in the world that has like 0 guaranteed employer holidays. Like, there's a lot of people out there that do not have today off in the U.S., even as a federal holiday. We're talking about in the Discord, not to get Pepe W in you, but I'm pretty sure North Korea actually has more mandatory holidays than the U.S. does. I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure. You know, the data is difficult to find out. But from what I can tell, there's more holidays in North Korea than the U.S. At least you're required to take that. You're allowed or required to take those days off in North Korea. Where in the U.S., if you work for a private employer, they can say you get 0 days off, and that's completely legal. That's a lot of damage. Please. Oh my god. So, you see the amount of damage I took? This is the amount of damage you should take if you're a gunner. I will die on this hill. This is how it should go. Everything else about Bowgun in modern Monster Hunter, I'll allow it to stay the same, but if every time you take a hit, you go down to literally 1 pixel of health, that's fine. That's valid. I don't want the weapon class to feel miserable. I want to feel alive again. I want to live life on the razor's edge and just feel like I could die at any moment. You know what I mean? That's lame. That doesn't... Shot mix does nothing for that. I mean, I'm not saying everything should be a one-shot. I'm just saying if you get hit as a gunner, you should be thinking in your mind, man, maybe if I was playing a Blade Master class, that wouldn't have killed me. So, Barioth is one of the few monsters that when it got added, Nordicus, to GU, actually got like a bit of an update in design. the vast majority of monsters in GU that were not unique to GU feel like literal copy paste from other games, and given zero actual ability to fight back in, you know, to hunters with like actual like hunter arts and styles and stuff like that. Wow. Didn't screw it up. Actually shocked. So that should have been, what would that have been for? 600 damage? 600 true damage? Assuming you're willing to get the resources, like, there's probably, against some monsters, a pretty decent strat of just sleep bombing things to death. Yeah, I think it's interesting that Barioth breaks the two-step rule. Like, it makes you have to think differently about how you engage it. Remember sleep bombing double Kieran? I remember using pellet on them. But certainly, sleep bombing was nice. I think they had like a magnet in their head. So pellet worked out fairly well on them. Goes to GameFAQs that have a seizure sleep bombing a monster. It was just kind of a really weird, because like when you think about it, like sleep bombing is a little bit of an advanced technique to pull off. Especially in the older games, like it was a lot easier to wake them up. Or a lot less tolerant. I mean, you know what it was? It was, you know, one of the biggest publicized blow-ups of the argument between, you know, the Monster Hunter enjoyer versus the Monster Hunter elitist, and just like where that goes, you know. And that, like, I'm willing to respect and appreciate all sorts of Monster Hunter content, but I don't think it's cool to be like gatekeeping a game and be like, well, if you can't break the horns through great sword level 3 snipes and hammer, then you don't deserve to get the horn. The thing that was always weird to me though is like they would complain about that, and then like, what are you doing playing random online pubs if you care about what your teammates are doing? Am I not allowed to enjoy being elitist? You're allowed to do whatever the hell you want. But we live in a society. We live in a society where we're allowed to discuss it anyway. We only play solo? No, the biggest complaints are being like, I'm trying to farm Elatrion and people want to sleep bomb the horns off, and I don't want to do that. And then the question is like, why are you there? If it's so easy for you to do solo, then do it solo. If you need a buddy, then why don't you have a buddy? This is why I avoid multi, to stay away from sticky users. I mean, I've had a lot of fun playing Monster Hunter with randoms. You know, you sometimes see some really creative stuff out there. You know, I mean, one of the subtle or not so subtle endgame goals of Monster Hunter is to be at the point, be it skill or equipment wise, to be able to go in and and help people that need help. It feels less necessary the longer the games have gone on for, but... Yeah, say you wanted to do Super Gogmazios as good as you are, like, having some additional damage is gonna help a lot in quests like that. So people have no friends? I just don't believe it. Give people the rightful title of basement dweller. Hey man, I love my basement. I'd be very happy to dwell in my basement. I'm gonna try and break the back. Try and get the body. So again, like, using a relatively ideal weapon with, I mean, not very min-maxed armor, but reasonable armor against the G-rank Kezu. This still feels like this is taking like $1 million. Do you love my basement enough to buy another PC for it? I don't think I want to spend like $1,000 on another PC just to put it in my basement. Game hall. I've got a Steam Link. I think I might just try and figure that thing out. Yeah, no, Z-Sharp, like, playing with other people is, like, a lot of fun. Especially, like, for me, like, I enjoy going, like, two hunters versus one monster. Because it's not enough for it to become a clown fiesta, but then, like, certain skills that you would almost never use suddenly become viable, like wide range or, you know, hunting horn feels better. Game just feels better balanced. Certainly this Keza would feel better balanced if we had like four gunners just locking him down. That would be balanced. What's gonna do like 0? Well, we have nearly infinite normal too. And we still have a bunch of Pierce 1s, right? I just hate, like, why couldn't it have been Red Kezu? Why is it, like, it feels like every rank in this game, low rank village, high rank village, low rank guild, high rank guild, G rank guild, there's like a Kezu urgent. Why? Like, why do they like this monster so much? He's not even good. Bizarre. Been trying to find a good group to play Monster Hunter for a bit. I mean, there's some really good communities out there. You know, I mean, if you're playing the old games, like the Hunterverse community has like a ton of people. There's probably some people in our Discord that'd be willing to play with you, but you'd still have to do it for like Hunterverse or something else. Symbolic of how bad I'm going to be in G rank. I mean, but it's like, I haven't really had that much of an issue with other monsters, just like Kezu. It just feels like he's got so much life. Maybe we will use the Pierce. What's he going to do his droop? Thank God. Oh my God, he's almost done. This Rapid Pierce is pretty cool. His head is okay for shots. I mean, it's 80% shot. His monster mechanics are cool. Wish he was in World. I mean, he's in Rise. He's okay. Nail in the coffin for crossplay, cross-save. We've heard your request for crossplay, cross-save, crossplay, but unfortunately after looking into it through the development process, we found that we are unable to implement it at this time. What a shame. Oh well. I mean, at least they acknowledge it. And you can only hope that their development into Monster Hunter World 2 will have it. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're open about it. And, you know, I believe them. Like, I believe them. They say, like, they tried. Because, like, they had the question in the questionnaire. It's not like it's a foreign concept to them. Frontier and Dauntless devs can figure it out, but they can't. Oh, is there cross-save? I guess there would have been cross-play in Frontier, right? Because you're just logging into an account. Which monster is this? This is Monster Hunter Portable 2nd G Unite. Portable 2nd G Freedom Unite. It's like a custom version of the game. Nice shot. I'm too close. Probably Nintendo said no. I don't think it was Nintendo. Well, hold on. Nintendo may have paid money for Rise. But then again, like, you would assume, like, more Switch copies would get sold. Like, is it completely unreasonable to think that somebody would buy the game on Steam and then be like, you know what? Maybe I want to play the game during my lunch break at work. And they buy a Switch for it? It's possible. What's different in this game versus Freedom Unite? This is the base game is Portable 2nd G. Oh, we're dead. But then it's been like fully, they've put in the Freedom Unite translation. And then they've done some additional modification, and this is the really important part. They made it so that all of the event quests are constantly loaded into the game. So you don't have to go out of your way to download like 6 event quests and then like it's all gone. They're always loaded in, which from a game preservation standpoint is really important because someday whatever the hell they have the patch server running, that thing's gonna go down someday. And when that happens, then we won't, you won't have access to a decent amount of content in this game, but not anymore. You come to me with a plate of Swedish meatballs and a bottle of cherry Coke. Swedish meatballs are tasty. Don't know if I drink the Coke, but I definitely have some meatballs. Yeah, apparently they're going to have to, like, reverse engineer them, ProCow. Which, I mean, you take what you can get, right? Rise seems beautiful on PC. Well, it certainly looks better than the Switch. It's definitely a better looking game. I don't know that it necessarily looks as good as World does, but I mean, if the goal is not to compare the two 1-to-1, then yeah, it's a pretty good looking game. People hacking God Charms Day 1 on PC, as opposed to like Day 3 on Switch. And then say God Charms don't help their performance in TA runs. I feel you. Think Rise looks better than World? It's got a little bit more of the classic look to it, I guess. A little bit less of a glossy shine on there. I mean, it's understandable. Oh, God. Oh! Oh, that was awful. Oh, I almost died. Come out here. Thanks for awesome challenges. Right now, the challenge is literally playing the game. I'm just getting past. We still have to kill a red Kezu, I think, but I guess there's like a low rank or a high rank that we can do. I promise you, when we have to fight red Kezu, we are going for the weakest, most anemic, sickly-looking Kezu possible. World reeks of normie? I don't know that you should be letting other people yuck your yum, but, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's up to you. How big is my Thrustmaster? It's pretty wide. What is my microphone? This is the Shure SM7B, plugged into a cloud lifter, plugged into a 286 DSer, into some sort of Scarlett deck, or I guess whatever, analog to digital converter. Are Giganox and Kezu the same? No. Did I not already do red Kezu in high rank? Oh, I don't know. Let's check. I thought we skipped him. Where's the spreadsheet? In case anyone is wondering if Precious Stones is a troll account, they allegedly, unironically, thought that Weakness Exploit and Crit Boost, they made some sort of weird roundabout circular argument saying that those were not good skills. So just take whatever they say, just take with a mild grain of salt. Alright, just gonna leave that out there right there. Don't call him a loser. That's not what you said. Uh-huh. Okay. They also like to gaslight the streamer. I said they were overhyped. Okay, the difference being. What's that monster's name? Kezu. K-H-E-Z. We could come to a consensus. We could go... The strength level is not exaggerated. We can come to a consensus and say they're the most boring skills in the game. And they are boring. But they definitely are effective. I think you're undervaluing stagger thresholds and how they're balanced versus normal weapons. And then how adding an additional, 40% raw damage can change things. A little bit. A little bit. I mean, attack boost is right there. Like, it's the same difference, right? It's a skill that does nothing visually different, but changes how much damage you do. I think Challenger is a little interesting. I think Maximum Might was very interesting. An actual trade-off for your affinity, that's cool. I like how they nerfed Maximum Might into the ground, but then they more or less ended up keeping Weakness Exploit the save once Tenderizing was easy to do. Are there good aiming controls for gunners in 3U, or is it a GU thing? I mean, the way I aim in all these games is usually aiming like a tank. It's dumb and it's lame, and I know it's stupid, but that's what I do. Latent power is cool. Anything that's not just like, use this so that when you're hitting a monster, you deal more damage. is neat. Max Knight would have been more fun if it wasn't so easy to maintain max stamina. I mean, for some weapons, it was a non-issue, right? So, like, for Hunting Horn, I guess it would have very nearly been, like, free damage. But for some weapons, like, you know, it was interesting. They tried to balance it by being, like, you could keep it for a little bit if your stamina is maxed out. But that just felt strange. And then they completely walked it back when they made Maximum Might secret anyways. Wait, nope. There we go. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, I mean, just give us some trade-offs. That's all I want. I want interesting exchanges. I mean, as much as I disliked Dragonheart, at the very least, it is a damage boost that has conditions and trade-offs. And as much as I may have hated the trade-offs, I can respect that it's not just like, equip this for more damage. You know, even though I got 100% completely, totally owned in every sense of the word by that skill and my massive amounts of copium of believing that element might shine. At the very least, it is a better design skill than just like weakness exploit, enjoy your extra damage. Frostcraft is great. Frostcraft is a great example of a way to deal more damage with something that you got to use your brain about. Find Elemental Awakening interesting? Keep attacking and deal more damage? Yeah, like Repeat Offender is kind of neat, right? Stuff like that. That stuff is neat. Safi's neat, you know. Those are all great skills. Because like you have to, yeah, you got to think a little bit. Emerald Congo Lala. Which one? Peligus Pride. In the old jungle. I hate that area. Health Augment should never have worked with Safi set bonus. I mean, I think Health Augment is fine. It just needed... Health Augment itself just needed to be weaker. Yeah, we just talked about it, Chorito. Feels bad, man. But at least we know now. Are deodorants just like not sold? How much does targeting a monster's elemental weakness pay out? Depends what weapon you're using. If you're using dual blades or bow, pretty good. If you're using great sword, generally not so good. Great sword or hammer usually doesn't really help out all that much. There's situations where you can get an elemental hammer or great sword that happens to keep up for whatever reason, but is it like earth crystals, bitter bugs? That's an antiseptic stone. Is that? What am I doing? Whatever. I'm not gonna get hit. So nothing matters, right? If I don't take any damage, then. Which Monster Hunter game is this? Freedom Unite. Kind of, basically. You got a Weevil infestation? That sucks. They probably hitched a ride, right? With some existing rice. I set out a bunch of traps for mice this weekend. We haven't had any recently. But occasionally a mouse ends up in the basement, and it fills Jen with a crippling terror, so. From a bag of rice from Aldi's? Dude, I love the prices at Aldi's, but I always feel like where are they getting their food from? Like, why is there fruit and vegetables? Like, why does it always feel it expires in, like, one day? Give it back. Weevil's that green guy from Yu-Gi-Oh? Weevil's a bug. Yeah. Yeah, we got, for certain types of food, we got, like, plastic bins. I don't know where you guys went. Where did you go? Jesus Christ. I was just there. Oh. Oh, no. I would be pissed if my sushi rice got contaminated. I don't want to be gross. How edible are weevils? Like, if you just eat them anyways? They probably make the rice not taste that good, and it probably freaks you out. They might, like, lay waste and stuff in there, too, so that's gross, too. Emerald Conga, come back. Emerald Conga. Yeah, alright, see him. Just strain the bugs out? I mean, we're coming to a future of such food insecurity that we're just gonna be given, like, bug protein bars. Anyways. Which game is the best eating music cutscene? I don't know, it's a good question. I mean, Worlds is the most detailed, and that's kind of interesting in that context. This is really cool. His comb is much larger and pointier than normal Kongos, and I've never noticed that. Alright, so if we take damage here, we can just be a... Alright, we're going to be a bed boy. That tremendous gas power. Have I ever had... I have no idea what that is. I have to search Google for that. No, are those bugs? Mexican grasshoppers? No. Chapulinis? Did you see how much damage I took? Look, I'm hoofing this with high rank equipment, okay? I don't want to be disrespected over here. I'm not going to spend, like... Oh. I don't want to spend a long time... Oh, Jesus Christ, Vespa. Seriously? No! No! Is there a limit to feints here? Yeah, you can only feint 3 times in most quests. Maybe I should spend some time getting stronger items. I don't need stronger items. I just need to not get farted on. No, no, no. That's only 1 card. That's not even that many cards. Not in the context of G-Rank. No! Oh, he almost got me with his gas. See, like, all right, so here's the progress. When you see them enraged, you know you're doing damage. we're not. That hit stop on the Vespoids is actually kind of scary. Oh no 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 no. Supplies will come eventually. Yes, this fart will damage you. I just died to a fart. So I am missing whetstones. We're in a little bit of a pickle, but we're gonna get some. No. We're gonna go to the bed. Texas for the save? I don't want to go to the bed yet. I want to wait for him to enrage first. Charged up slash should be a lot of fun. Just let us charge every move. Okay, he's leaving. There might be a spot where we can gather whetstones. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to believe that the nearly 10 minutes I spent fighting him is going to be worth just... You know what, you're right. Adept Greatsword kind of has a charged up slash. I actually really like that move. All right, we've got a ton of white sharpness to go through. So limit the feints in this game. Yeah, you can't see it, but basically when your total reward goes to 0, quest is over. And that's 3 carts usually. Ranch on pizza thoughts? When I was a chunky middle schooler, and my middle school thought a healthy meal choice to be offered to kids was ranch pizza, cafeteria pizza with ranch dressing, unlimited ranch dressing fountains. Yeah, I liked it. As a grown man with the needs for proper nutrition, I mean, if I want to become horribly obese, put some ranch dressing on pizza. Like, I'm not going to say it's not tasty. Some schools do classify pizza as a vegetable because, for some reason, like, they consider tomato a vegetable. Even though it's, like, kind of like not. It's a weird fruit, is what tomato is. Friend of yours puts ranch in everything. She isn't fat at all, though. Is it like low-calorie ranch dressing? I mean, some people are just lucky like that. Some people, you know, can eat whatever they want. They just got that metabolism where it doesn't matter. Their basal metabolic rate is that good. That's awful. You just set me on fire. That's really cool. Cool. I mean, pizza already is not like a low-calorie item, right? You're eating bread with cheese on it. Not saying it's not good, just saying. Don't delude yourself. All right, this is bed boy adjacent area. If I need to go to the bed. What set am I aiming for now? I'm actually not aiming for a specific set. This is an urgent. Although I think Emerald Kongalala's got it's either good bowgun armor or good bowgun. I think it's good bowgun armor. Gives like either pellet up or it gives like evade distance. Might give both. I should really just be comboing when he's enraged. Do you like how he farts when he gets up? I like it. I like it a lot. Actually, fought through his enraged there. Like there's like never like I never feel rewarded for trying to get a charge off when he's enraged. Almost never. Maybe right here. Wow. I've landed a lot of hits to his head and he's not broken. You're amazed how much poop and farts he can produce? Maybe he's lactose intolerant. And he's like taking sips of milk in between each zone. I mean, that was like a good, like it was like another really good hit on the head, and it's like still no break. Alright, so he's running. We can go grab our whetstones now. Where would he find milk in the jungle? Maybe the Aptonoths? Or the Congas are providing him milk? I got 4 mini whetstones. Should be plenty. Plenty. Yeah, I don't think Rajang doesn't have that animation of, like, clawing at his face, right? Wow. Good job. I wonder if speed sharpening in this game makes the mini whetstones sharpen for more. You're welcome, Pike. You can have that. It's so much damage. It's so much damage. It's so much damage. Look at that. Green health chasing the red health. Did you miss Yama? You will not miss Yama, no. Yama is an urgent that we gotta go through. I don't think it'll be tonight. Tonight, we're probably gonna be fighting a lot of crabs. It could be tomorrow, though. Is there a strong armor? We're gonna be making armor in G2. I'm not afraid. Like, the armor skills I have are fine. It's just the defense that's a problem. It's a Cianatar mix. We're not making a full set. And it's probably going to have the Master's Helm or Skull Face. I hate that armor piece, but I think we need it. I hit his face so many times. Not exactly, Juice. Close. I'll post the link in a second. UU is easy. Where'd you go? I just hate the way the skull face looks. I think it's ugly. Because it is ugly. He could have gotten to 2, I guess. I feel like he's in either 2 or 7. I understand some people like the way Skullface looks. Your face is a skull too. I know. Like oh shoot. God. It's so embarrassing. What I get for dissing on Skullface. I just don't like the way it looks. It looks ugly. Get him, Texas. I mean, no, I don't know, Nordicus. I think you might be thinking of Maxed. Not that defense is very good in this game anyways. You mean ugly things? It's a style choice. I mean, there's other sets I could make, but like, it's gonna take a lot longer to get to them. Got me again. He got me again. One thing I like about Konga, though, is that for the most part, you could heal while you're in the zone with him. You don't have to be a zone lit unless you're just trying to conserve on healing items. And he's doing his, like, wiggle and fart a ton. Well, no, get not again. No. I'm not going to the bed. I'm not close to the zone. I'm not going to. I don't have a fart. No! God. No. Oh. We will go to the bed, though. Okay, he's leaving. He's leaving anyways. That's how afraid he is of me. So degrading. Steel reinforced O-rig for those kind of farts. I feel like you'd need something like flexible, like a carbon nanotube. Oh, I'm sure. Oh God, I'm sure the comments are just horrible, Overlord Dean. I'm sure they're just miserable. Him another paintball. I think that's close enough. There's just like so much entitlement on Twitter and stuff like that. It's so bad. All it would take is one guy in the comments sections freaking about Mega Man Legends 3, and it would be perfect, I'm sure. Cross-save tweet. Basically a tweet saying cross-play, cross-save is not happening with Steam. Which, I mean, I don't know why you would expect it was going to happen until they say it's going to happen. Got a lot worse after the Tumblr people came to Twitter. The Tumblr exodus. I don't know, man. I mean, I never really engaged on any of them, so. Dark Alliance 3? You might get a Dark Alliance 3. I know some people were down on that game, but I'm sure it did well enough. Mega Man Legends 3? I don't know, that's happening. I think you should expect cross-saves from big companies in 2021. I don't think you should expect cross-saves from companies until they've started giving you cross-saves. You can just edit your save. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I mean, I guess if you went through and just you brought over your favorite charms, once you could, like, beat the game, like, whatever. I mean, Rise on the Switch was already a clown fiesta of people hacking it anyways. I can only imagine what it's going to be like on PC. Watch it, cats. Sunbreak's gonna have a brand new charm tier anyways. It's true. I mean, it's not like you even need particularly great charms to have good sets in Rise. Can you break the claws in this game? You can. Both of them break. They cause them to trip. Well, that was a long quest. Like, really long. It's almost 30 minutes. Jesus Christ. What else we got? We got more? Purple Gypceros. That should be better. Honestly. His tail is so weak to cutting. We have not fought Yama yet. Yama is a urgent to get into G3. So I promise you will see him. Does it take you more the higher you go? I mean, we just, you know, we're just not using the best of the best equipment yet. What's up with the pointless subspecies that barely change anything? I mean, you gotta take them from the generation they're from, right? Like, I don't know that we should have high expectations of Generation 1 or even Generation 2 subspecies. By the time you get to 3rd gen, the subspecies are actually, like, dramatically different from their originals, or at least have something very unique. Does the monster milk itself, or does he get it imported? Follow your own headcanon. Green Narga was lame as hell. I mean, Green Narga and stuff like Nightshade Palomu stand out not because subspecies are bad, but because you have such an expectation of subspecies being good that they're so bad, you're like, wow. Way to drop the ball. Like, I don't have anything against like a red Kazu or a blue Kutku because the game we're still so early, you know, they were still trying to figure out everything about how the game was going to work. Nightshade is bad. It's probably one of my least favorite monsters in Iceborne because it could have been like, it could have been anything. And then it chose to be Nightshade. Pink Rathian? Pink Rathian's different enough. Her hit zones are different, so you have to approach the fight differently. I mean, better than Azure, which is like, I guess I'm going to stay in the air even more. It's just like... I still think of like the kid that like got Monster Hunter G as their present, you know, for their birthday or, you know, Christmas or whatever. And like, oh boy, I can't wait to fight a new version of Rathalos, and just like having to fight Azure Rathalos and just hating it. Fourth gen did a pretty good job with subspecies. I mean, 4th gen is definitely in line with like 3rd and 4th are probably some of the most creative and interesting subspecies. Iceborne is okay. Like, Fulgur's really good. Acidic's like a little lame, but... That's you? I'm so sorry. Can't wait to fight a Rathalos. Oh boy. Like, that's what you get. I mean, I'm very excited for Sunbreak. You know, I mean, for me, it wasn't necessarily the game that I had issue with. It was the end game. And for any game issues that I have, like, there's nothing that modding on PC couldn't fix. I don't know, we're talking about in the Discord. This is my own personal opinion. I'm not expecting for it to be good game design. But I feel like wire bugs... I know people are so opposed to being able to fly. But I honestly think that for movement, just give infinite wire bugs for movement. And then, like, either take away or heavily penalize wire bug recovery. It should be, like, the long recovery when you do wire bug recovery. Or take 2. Or something. You know, nerf wyvern riding into the ground. These are all the steps I would take if I were to do like a balance thing. So about it, I mean, you know, each one of those movements has like a different wire bug associated cost with it associated. Like if you're sheathed and you use the wire bug, like that's movement. I honestly think that should be 0. And then wire bug recovery is you've taken damage and you need to recover. That should have a long recovery. Assuming it's different than wire bug movement. Hopefully they're not tied together. That would suck. What is this quest I need to do? Hunt 2 purple gypseros. Well, that might be easier. They might have less life. You want them to revert bowgun gameplay? That'll probably never happen. But I mean, I feel you. You miss Brave Heavy Bowgun? Disgusting. Disgusting. I thought we were going to go on the page of like classic tank. And that's where you take it, to that filthy place. Let's get the Psycho Serums out. Do elders have subs? Kushala has rusted Kushala. That's kind of like a subspecies. Goldbeard, thank you. Good pick. Blue Teostra. I don't know that Lunastra is considered a subspecies of Teostra, but you know what? I would allow it. If that's what you wanted to call him, if you wanted to call Lunastra Blue Teostra. In some games, I mean, really, Lunastra is kind of just like a Blue Teostra. Black Veil Valhazak, yeah. Hologen Moran, yeah. Hiroshi Kirin, yeah. There's some. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. I think it's like 80%. What is the hit zone for tail here? It's a lot. Getting like really messed up by the wall over here. That's an enrage already. That's a good sign. She's gonna go for the damage. It worked out. Ruiner is a variant. Let's not get caught up in subspecies versus variants. It's a silly argument. Tail is 90. I mean, if he just wants to keep like doing that, like that's cool, right? Is he okay? I feel like he's I feel like he's having a hard time. Definitely about to finish. This next hit's gonna be it. Stay away. Stay away. It's definitely not dead. Do it. Well, it's a 2 monster quest. And we've been whacking his ass repeatedly with a great sword. So nearly like 100% damage. He's probably got like, what, 3,000 life? 4,000 life? If I were to guess. He's still damaged when he's pretending? Depends on the game. This one, when he's going into that animation, you cannot damage him. I think the other one just showed up. That's a little annoying. It's a lot of damage just from like bouncing around a little bit. Is Texas just like 1v1 the other one? What's going on? Oh, it's doing that attack. Actually very lucky. Switching you mobile so you can be a bed boy too? That sounds comfy. The big thing with not damaging him while he's on the ground is I don't want to die. I'm pretty sure that attack would one-shot me with high rank defense and G rank damage. That might really be dead. I think that's really dead. That's really dead. What's the plan for G rank gear? That gives me... Oh, he's not dead! Gives me Reckless Abandon 3, Sharpness +1, and Razor Sharp. He died a second time as he was feigning death. I didn't even bother to check. Wouldn't it say 1 monster remaining? You know what, Infernal Dawn? Zip it. Oh, now they're both in the same area? I deserve this. And I'm going to get them mixed up. Now, I'm not going to know which one's which. This is going to be awful. .366 spot is open. I'm getting promoted to 365. See, look, he's limping. Get over here. Get over here. No. Daddy's coming for that ass. Come on. There. Oh, he was one draw slash away. This actually be a good quest to, like, I don't know what purple Gypceros armor gives. Or if there's, like, any purple Gypceros weapons that are good, but, like, this would be a great quest to farm. Honestly, they got such little life. I know usually he's got like runner in the old games, or at least normal Gypceros does. I don't know if purple does. It's fine. We're not gonna have to use like life powder. We're gonna have to use any like max potions. Say as I get whipped. Oh, Gunlance is so fun in 3U. That playthrough I did recently with it. Oof. Ooh, choice. Delicious. Especially like normal shotgun shelling. Like, I'm not saying it's the most effective thing, but it's always satisfying. At least up through high rank. I'm sure it falls off quite a bit in G rank. But in high rank, it's so good. Barroth Gunlance is insane damage for high rank. Holy crap. Yeah, no, I mean, you'd be making a good choice if you went Barroth. It's some work, though. 3 ultimate, like, I feel like you really gotta... Ooh, a God Gamer? Hello? See that evasion? I'm not going to triple. I'm not tripling here. I'm not tripling here. Look, look, the quest is so easy. I need to keep you all on your toes. Like, is he going to cart? Is he not going to cart? It's not Twitch. Well, I guess I just told you I'm Twitch acting. I'm Twitch acting that I am Twitch acting. Okay? Even with negative affinity, like, the average raw for the Barroth Gunlance is still, like, insanely good. Nobody saw that. I like how he's like doing like mod check. Hunter, hello? What I'm aiming for in G rank? I want to make a copper Blaganga weapon because I want people to say what weapon are you using, and I want to be able to respond copper Blaganga. That is my main reason. They actually are genuinely, like, fairly decent weapons, especially if you're going to put, like, affinity on them. They scale very well with, like, positive affinity, because, like, they're negative crit weapons. Like, 320 base raw? It's not bad. Ooh. Copper Blaganga doesn't have a great sword. I mean, if you were to make raw great sword, I think you got to go. I mean, it all depends on like what armor set you want to go for. I think the Diablos one is basically Copper Blaganga. I think it's also 320 with minus 20 sharpness. Like, Nargacuga is, like, really an amazing high-rank weapon. It's still pretty good for G-rank, but it's not quite as good as some of the other options because the raw just doesn't follow quite as well. It becomes very flexible. Like, if you needed a lot of extra skills on your weapon, for some reason, that's where I feel like Nargacuga becomes like its niche in G rank. But if it's just crapping out damage numbers like comparable manga or the comparable manga equivalents of it, it's like that. Did it again. What? Yeah, I mean when I played like a million years ago, I went with the Diablo's hammer. I think it was because I just liked the way it looked. It's a pretty good looking hammer. You know, I would assume if you really took the time to do it, Elemental Longsword is probably pretty decent in this game. I've done zero math. But Elemental Hit Zone seems so much better. And Longsword hits a lot. When is your challenge going to reach Monster Hunter World? Maybe January? We still got to get through... We got to get through Freedom Unite, obviously. I mean, really, we started this challenge very nearly in the first of the month, and we will definitely be done with this in under a month in Freedom Unite. But we still got to get through 3rd Gen. 3rd Gen's going to take a good part, good long while. I'm going to go back and try to beat Demo Maldo and PC demos out in 2 days. On the 14th, we have a Thrustmaster sponsored stream that is going to be the Rise demo. We're going to be doing Maldo attempts with weapons that I haven't beaten him with before. Maybe like try like dual blades. How long I think I'll be in Freedom Unite? I feel like we have at least another, like I want to say a week, but I don't know. I mean, we're almost in G2. Obviously, we're going to take a day or two this week to play the Rise demo, although not that much time. Oleum, thank you. It's been a year. You haven't beaten him with every weapon? Demo Maldo? No. I mean, once we're at G3, like what? We've got, let's see how many Urgents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... plus 7 getting into there in the first place. You know, it's not that many. I mean, not any more than, like, high rank, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it's not that bad. I mean, obviously, given the context of the challenge, like, you know, it's important to at least clear everything once. But it's not like we're going to get to a Canlos and, like, have to farm him up or anything. Nargacuga! This seems okay. Probably want to bring like a lot of traps and stuff. I don't know. I can't imagine his G-rank versions. I do remember his G-rank version actually being kind of hard. I remember spending a lot of time fighting G-rank Nargacuga now that I think about it. Like your cat, Radia. I mean, I really like all cats. I don't really know of any cats that I dislike. This. Kind of scared to be fighting the Sianitar, to be honest with you. I remember dying a lot to Terra Shogun Sianitar. He's hard, man. There's actually a quest where you fight a normal one and the Terra one at the same time, and that might actually be the best quest to farm. Simply because, like, they'll both have, like, reduced life. Like, you can really feel it. Time for crab. Crab is soon. There's definitely going to be some time spent crabbing. We might actually use the gun to farm them. I'm not sure. So you can make OP slime weapons? I mean, slime is good, but, like, we've been talking about it, like, if you really take the time to make element usually does better than slime. Obviously, there's some notable exceptions. I can't imagine elemental hammer beats slime hammer, like the Grongigus. So I just find the concentration streamers that are capable inordinately high. I mean, I like dogs, too. I mean, it's not like I dislike dogs. Is there Huskers in there? Oh, Huskers in there. Grongigus is just, like, not particularly well balanced. But that's fine, though. Staying inside all day and dogs don't go together all that well. I mean, you can always walk your dog. Can't imagine we're going to be missing him that often. I used to be so afraid of this Nargacuga. I'd be like quivering in fear. It's because, like, when you learn to fight Nargacuga, like, he's so different than anything else that you've ever fought in Monster Hunter before. Like, the only thing that comes close is, like, Tigrex. I mean, the Stygian weapons are, like, if Stygian weapons are even remotely close to what you want for, like, your weapon, I feel like you just use them because they, like, look so good. Hey. 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 Wow. That worked out. Cut tail? I am not cutting the tail. We are not going for a Nargacuga upgrade here. Oof. Man, this chip is crazy. Oh, shoot. I don't know why I thought I could avoid that by going to the side. Yeah, no, they've made Narga a lot easier over the years. Now, mind you, you know, modern Narga has like a much more like tricky moveset. Also, I love the eye tracking in this game. Like the red glow on the eyes, so good. I feel like the eye glow gets like seriously nerfed every game. Thank you, Texas. Texas got his attention. Alright, well, we're getting our hits in, at the very least. He was going to do the tail swipe there. Something about the way he approached. It didn't seem like that's what he was going to do. I'm actually really grateful for not dying there, because it really looked like we were going to die. I think it's all the neck. Oh, that thing. Gonna hit him. If he hits him with that small barrel bomb, I think it's the same as the Sonic. That's the same as the Hunters. Feels like he kind of goes in slow motion, even in G rank here, huh? I'm okay with this so far. This is going fine. We took an extra couple hits, but most of the hits that we took were like his like very quick recovery, like pounces. I'm really excited to fight Copper Blaganga. Should we make his weapon first? We might make his weapon first before we make the crab armor. Thoughts on adopting Narga like a baby monkey? Well, like baby monkeys, Narga is a wild animal, and you should let them stay in the wild. Woo! That was close. Don't get me wrong, I love Nargas and I love baby monkeys. But unless it's like a rescue Narga or like a rescue monkey, like let them be outside. Yeah, if it's a rescue monkey, if you have taken the monkey into your home to save them from an almost certain death, that's when you get into the debatably okay. You have an ice weapon for Copper Fang Breaks. Do I really need ice? For his weapon, like, is there actually a piece that I can't get from quest rewards? Leave me alone! I mean, the answer is I do not. I do not have an ice weapon. I could just make a Blaganga light bowgun, I guess. The ice ore hammer? Alright, we might make it. I remember that one. It'd be fun to use a second gen hammer anyways. Oh. I mean, the question is like, how badly do I need, like, what does this head brake give that I couldn't just get from rewards? Is the real question. Like, obviously, it'd be nice to get the brakes, but, like, if they're not, like, 100% necessary, maybe I won't. The other option is, like, maybe getting a cat, and giving them ice attack. Hoping they hit the head. Fangs are the brakes only and need for the longsword. All right, maybe we'll look at the ore, ice ore hammer, because I got plenty of ore. I've been doing a pretty good job at that. Such a tiny range on that ore. That is a lot of damage. I would totally bed boy this if I could. No delay wake up makes everything scary. Not only is there no delay in the wake up, you're actually vulnerable for a couple seconds while you're on the ground. You can do epic quests to get the Fang without a weapon. That's what you did? Interesting. How many Fangs do you need? I think I was that low. So yeah, I mean, a 10% carve rate is low. I mean, I'm assuming they're a quest reward as well. If they're a carve reward, they're probably a quest reward. Yeah, I mean, 2 Fangs at a 10% carve rate. I mean, I don't know. I feel like after 2 or 3 hunts, we'd probably have them. But we'll see. If I can make the ice hammer easy enough, then I'll look for that. That sounds fun. He's so easy when he's not enraged. His real issue when he's enraged is just like the massive amount of damage he does. And just from his normal moves. Not even from like a special move. %30 chance for Fangs to capture him? That doesn't sound bad. Sounds better than 10%. And like, if those are all reward chances, like that sounds like you can get them from rewards. Thanks, Cal? That actually might have saved me. Here Narga goes again. Whoa. Whoa. Such a good monster, though. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. The punish if you miss evasion is terrifying. Oh my god. Pay up. Either I pay up now, or I give 3066 nuts if I triple. There's a bunch of things like that in Freedom Unite. You've missed 10 days worth of school since August 23rd. How does that compare to your peers? I mean, you're missing school. Are your grades fine, though? I mean, that's a decent amount of time missed. In a couple months. Yeah, I'm running away. Yeah. No. Well, if you tore your ACL, I mean, you can't help it. I mean, have you at least been going in remotely? Like, that's a thing schools do now. So we just gotta play, like, absolute massive cuts. No, I wonder, he's not, no, he doesn't sleep in there. Zoning to heal. I don't want to die! Sunk cost and all. Excuse me? I need to die. You'll get nuts if I triple. You'll get a lot of them too. Yeah, he ended up, like, running outside of the zone, I think, and then I think he freaked out. And then he flew. That was actually relatively close to hitting me. Do redeems work yet? I think some of them were broken. Ooh, that was a good evasion. God, that's so much damage. It's like a normal hit. Doing something weird with it. Like, I would think he'd be enraged by now. I don't really know what's going on with him. I thought I could just, like, run in and hit it. Now we're just going to do as much hit and run as we can. Texas, I appreciate you. I don't want to be innocent. Baines, how's it going? We're getting to our G2 urgent. We're definitely a little under geared. But you do the best with what you have, right? I think chat has warmed up to Texas. Texas is okay. I mean, it's definitely some amount of comedy relief. He just insta-aggroed this Nargacuga, so thanks, buddy. Very cool and very good. I feel like I'm within range of a one-shot, which is like terrifying with Nargacuga. I feel like I just have to be like as close to topped up as possible with this armor that I have. And I would normally like try to roll through that, but... Oh! Oh! Is my armor fully upgraded? Why would it be? It's upgraded enough. We're going to be making G-rank armor anyways. This is going in the trash. Yeah, no, I like this type of Narga. I mean, outside of it having like a somewhat simple moveset to what he gets later on, like the balance between his health and damage actually makes him feel like a threat, rather than like a trash tier monster that they just use as like some throwaway early scar thing. No! Whoa! Whoa! I wouldn't call him trash tier. I mean the fight, not the equipment. Really just what was done to him in Generations Ultimate. I mean, it's the same sort of disrespect that Rathian gets as well. So it's not like it's unique to Narga. How large they made Tigrex and Narga in Iceborne? What they did to Narga's body in Iceborne is strange. I'm gonna go check out those supplies. I'm getting kind of low on healing. And I want to be a bed boy. And maybe there'll be like poison throwing knives or something. I'm not gonna carve the tail before cart. If I carve the tail, I probably will cart. Yeah, S7 boy, we were talking about it earlier. I mean, I don't know why people were expecting it though. Like, why were people like who was the person out there that like thought we were actually gonna get crossplay? Cross save maybe. Crossplay is not gonna I mean, I think Iceborne has a lot of fun fights, Pook Pig. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't even give it a chance. I don't see what makes cross save so difficult. I mean, look, I agree with you. I mean, how hard can it be? I mean, it's literally uploading a file, you know, a couple megabyte sized file to a server and then downloading it from the server, but you know, mods can change a lot if you disliked something. Like, mods in World are really good. So. What is this, I wonder what he's like when he's flashed. Why cut in an already short save? I mean, you know, within 200 hours easily, you could feel like you've completed Rise. So I kind of agree with the statement that, like, why is save importing such a big deal? I mean, you know, it's not like you need a particularly good talisman to feel like end-to-end game ready. I was gonna see what he's like flashed. I don't know if he actually gives more openings or not. It's been like a million years since I fought. Freedom Unite Narga. Kind of tweaks out a little bit. Genshin has crossplay? It could be a Switch issue. I mean, would that surprise anyone? With Rise Talismans, are the slots more important than the actual skills on them? Kind of. You basically just need, like, skills that you are already going to be decoing into the set as the actual skills, and then, like, some decent slots. There's some talismans that are, like, kind of sort of semi-unique in the sense that you get some really good skills out of it. Like bonus. Like I've got like a really interesting like fire longsword talisman. Not that elemental longsword is particularly good, but it certainly helps if you're going to be using fire anyways. So, only shame here is there's no wake-up charge on Narga in Area 5. He sleeps in a tree. So, we still have to power through. I barely used it. I used it. I mean, broken? I don't know. I mean, it was good. I mean, what do you want me to do? How much do you want me to use it? No. Come to Butthead. Reveal yourself. See him? You just see his weird, stumpy tail, which is over there, by the way. Hey. 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 Carving your tail. What are you doing now? Huh? I got it. I got your leathery Narga tail. Bet you're not happy about that. Good hit. Alright! Made it to G2 with mostly entirely high rank stuff. Man, I would not want to get high in G rank here. Woo! That would be hard. Ah, no points! Feels bad, guys. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Farm Narga. Maybe with, like, Bowgun I would farm the guy. The Kongalala Bowgun would actually be pretty good on farming him. Just fight old Fatalis naked. I'm good. Texas is okay. Texas is an okay cat. We are getting closer to White Fatalis, yeah, but slowly and surely. Did we check off Emerald Kongalala earlier? I think we did. Oh, we did Plum Daimyo Hermitar. Wow. Huh. Now I'm feeling like I should just... Huh. I'm doing all the Monster Hunter games, right? Generations. I don't want to make his light bow gun. That's pretty crazy. Or his bow would probably be good. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I don't really want to do gunning. Like, I don't want to, like, lean into gunning. Like, I want to spend more time gunning. Like, what does that help me with? Like, I can't improve my weapon, right? No. I need, like, 5 cutting wings. It's, like, so annoying. And, like, what does it do? Not much. What is that, like, 40 more raw? I mean, that's a lot of raw, but... There's others that have much more. Evil Wind Dark Cannon. That's such a cool name for a weapon. Evil Wind Dark Cannon. Rapid Fire's Crag 1? Oh my god. That's funny. Look at all that pierce. So here's what we might do. We might end up farming this out for, like, Shen. Or not, yeah, Shen Garen, because I think we have another Shen that we have to do. Owl's Eye Dark Bow is so lame compared to Evil Wind Dark Cannon. God, that's a good gun. 9 normal 2 and 9 normal 3. Wow. Still has some poison, has some sleep. It's not bad. Fume, hello. Good afternoon. Fume, what do you think about the name Evil Wind Dark Cannon? What's the Bastion Witch? Some of these names are just so good. Oh, wow. Is that good? Nah. It's a pellet gun. Meat. It's a bit edgy, but you don't mind it? I like it. So if you want a Royal Armor Sphere, it is 5,000. Cheaper than heavy armor spheres for some reason. Pressurized Plesioth? I like it. That's a good one. We took a Plesioth and we pressurized it. It's just like, it's got a lot. The Nargacuga light bowgun and heavy bowgun both have a lot of what you like. Actually, let's look at the ammo list on the light one. Oh my god, it's the same. It's the same, they just made it light. That's weird. That's actually really strange. Isn't it? What's my opinion on Lavazioth? It trends on the negative. I generally have negative feelings about Lavazioth, but some of the old gen Lavazioths are like interesting in like a very scary way. I like that the world Lavazioth has something very unique about it, and actually in a way like synergizes with element, especially in the way that it synergizes with the element that does no damage to him, but is actually very effective, like with fire. outside of that, I can't say that. I don't love him. I love the immense whiplash-inducing contrast between one Fume asserting that GU Lavazioth is good and then Overlord Dean saying GU Lavazioth sucks. I think GU Lavazioth may suffer a little bit from the Hunter being too strong. But I don't know what makes GU different than, like, a Freedom Unite Lavazioth. I remember being literally traumatized by... There's, like, some double Lavazioth quest in this game, and, like, I 100% cheesed it with Light Bowgun. And, like, I can't even tell you how badly I cheesed it. Like, there's, like, this little zone line you could go into... And you can go in and you could shoot them and the Lavazioth can't reach you. So, like, you're invincible. Unless he shoots his fireball and then you just roll away. It's so bad. Like, it's so, like... It's pathetic. It's pathetic what I did. Youth Pose, hello. Juice, hello. A little too early there. It's fine, we got a Phantom Butterfly anyways. Apparently nothing matters. So I need Sianitar Z. That's the Terra. I need Sianitar U. We'll just do the double one. It says I need a Deora Dragon Scale. Is that like the high rank Deora Dragon Scale? Well, I might already have it. I probably already have it because I think I fought some. Realm rank's easy. Alright, little bit of a micro stream for day stream. What do we do, like 3 hours, 15 minutes? I want to get going. I'm like hungry. Like for some reason, I don't normally get hungry in the middle of the day. Like I need to eat. I need some food. And then I need to exercise. But we're going to be back. We're going to be doing crab until... It's probably going to need to do like 2 or 3 of them. Because what is it? Sianitar Carapace? Oh, it's Sianitar Male U. That's high rank. Right? I'm not going to fall asleep eating chicken. So we only need high rank Sianitar, and then we need Terra Sianitar. We only need the Tacit, which is the shell, and then the claw. And then 3 heavy Sianitar legs. Can you get heavy Sianitar legs from normal Sianitar? I'm going to assume that you can. You can. Just from carving it is very common. So we could farm either then, I guess. I mean, really, we could just farm Terra. Because we need more Terra stuff than anything else. We need 6, we have 5 Terra. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we'll do the normal one. We'll do the combo. I don't know, we'll see. All right. Be back in a couple hours, guys. I will see you soon. I love you. Have a good day. Goodbye. Oh, join the Discord too. Discord is great. I love you all there. Keep the conversation going over there. All right, goodbye.